Oh, I didn't turn my light on. Look at that. I was almost in the dark. What's up, everybody? I'm all casual today. Just a tanky toppy. That's right. I'm on the podcast, doing my thing, casual style. Oh, yeah. That's right, ladies. You get a little bit of this man candy. I need you to pay attention. We're going to be talking about things that are important. I know all of this is a huge distraction, but you got to pay attention to the show because my eyes are here. Okay? Remember, right here. Right here. This is my eyes. Okay? That's right, it flexes. Anyway, hey everybody. How you guys doing? How's everything going? Good to see you. Another Wednesday, another podcast. Been a good week. Everything's going good. Great, great, great. Today's show, we are talking about power. Oh, yeah. Anyway, I'm not a wrestler. We'll let it go. You guys remember the wrestlers back in the day? Oh, yeah. Anyway, power as in power exchange. How power exchanges work, what power exchanges are. As you know, I started doing a series on different types of play, kinks, things like that. Today's going to be power exchange. Okay? Now, we're going to jump right into it. There are different kinds of power exchange, and they do not all look the same. Okay? There is the power exchange based in play. There are power exchanges based in dynamic. There are power exchange based in relationship. And there are power exchanges that are based in role play. Okay? First, power exchanges based in play. A top bottom play situation. The top being the person that's doing the thing, the bottom being the person that's receiving the play. If you are flogging, the top's the one holding the floggers. The bottom's the one that's getting hit. Okay? Rope, the top's the one doing the tying, the bottom's the one being tied. Fire, top's the one lighting the bottom. A power exchange that's based in play is only going to apply during that play scene. So if we have a power exchange that's based in play, and all of my play scenes have a power exchange that's based in play, every single one of them, I have to negotiate that with people before I arrange a scene. People that have played with me have heard me say, while you are on the bench, while I am responsible for you, while we are playing, you belong to me. You're mine. You are my property. I am responsible for you. You belong to me. When you get up from this bench, I don't have anything to do with you. Whatever happens after that is on you. But while you're on this bench, I am responsible. Okay? For those of you that have seen me at parties and I've been playing with someone and you know the person and you try to lean in and give them a kiss or whisper in their ear or grab them or touch them or hug them, and I stepped in between you and them, or I hit you with the flogger, or I created some kind of barrier where you couldn't get to that person and you were offended or you were insulted or you had a problem with it, that had nothing to do with you. I was not jealous. I don't have any issue with your relationship with them. It does not matter to me. I do not care. While someone is my bottom in a scene, I am responsible for their safety. I don't know your relationship to them. They have not expressly told me that you have permission to interact, touch, or they have not given me any indication of consent to your interaction with them. So it is my responsibility to make sure it does not happen. It is nothing to do with you. It is not personal. I don't know you. I don't care. This could be the girl you fucked 5 minutes ago. If she did not explicitly tell me that it is okay for you to interact with her during the scene, you are a stranger. You could be my best friend. This girl is a stranger to you, and you are a stranger to my scene. You can be someone that she just got up from playing with. If she did not tell me that you are okay to interact with her during our scene, you are a stranger, and I will put myself between you and that person so that you cannot interact with them. Again, it is not personal. I am not jealous. I do not care. You are free to do whatever you want, however you want, whenever you want, as long as they are no longer my responsibility. But while they are my responsibility, I am responsible to keep them safe, and I don't know you. So therefore, you are a stranger. Now, if you are their partner, it is up to them to indicate that you are their partner and you are okay. If they don't do that, you are not their partner as far as I'm concerned. The bottom dictates what is okay and what is not okay in the time that I am playing with them, and I am responsible for their safety. If they don't say you're okay, you're not okay. If they say you're okay, you're okay. That is as simple as the rule gets. If they say you're okay, you can do whatever you want. I don't give a shit. If they say you're not okay, I don't give a fuck who you are. You're not okay. It's that simple. It is up to them. I have no control and no care. Now, other power exchanges that are based in play tend to be non-existent, because a play relationship normally is pickup play, two people that don't really know each other very well, two strangers, or people that have played together a lot but have not established a dynamic or a relationship. So the limited type of power exchange that happens during a play scene tends to be top and bottom, and that's it. It would be very hard for me to create a dominant submissive or master slave type relationship power exchange for someone who is just a play partner, because that level of interaction, that level of entanglement, that level of interest in each other, it's just not there. It doesn't exist. So when you're talking about power exchange that's based in play, you're talking about a top bottom situation. The top has the power that the bottom gives them. In most top bottom power exchange situations, you are dealing with boundaries set in a negotiation, safe words set in the negotiation, and whatever this person has told you they're not okay with. Okay? That's it. Boundaries, safe words, and verbalized boundaries that may be unofficial but have been verbalized. Those are the three things that are going to be present between you as a top and your bottom in a play situation. That is why it is so very important before you play with someone that you have a negotiation. And that negotiation should include, at the very least, a conversation about safe words and what the safe words are going to be. At the very least, if you don't talk about anything else, you should talk about safe words at the very least. As a bottom, if you are going to have a scene with someone and play with someone, and they don't take a minute to establish a known safe word between the two of you, run. Do not play with this person. Because if, as a top, I am not at the very least establishing a safe word with you, that means I don't give a shit about you. If you panic, if you have a problem, if for some reason you need to stop, I don't give a shit because I didn't set a safe word. I'm here to do me. I want to beat a bitch. I want to have a good time. I want to fuck somebody up. And I don't give a shit how you feel. I didn't even bother to establish a safe word with you. The fuck I care. And as a bottom, that's a red flag. A good top would at least establish a safe word, find some kind of medical history, at least any kind of prescription drugs that you might be on, or any kind of situation that you might be in. If it's flogging, they're going to ask you about skin conditions. If it's bondage that has to do with a blindfold, they'll ask about claustrophobia. If it's Fire, they're going to ask you about your trauma triggers or any phobias when they're concerning fire. Like the basics might be different depending on what kind of play you're doing, but they're going to ask at the very least to set a safe word. And if it gets a little intrusive, medical history, any prescription drugs, skin conditions, allergies, that shit is normal. What we do is dangerous shit, and they're trying to keep you safe. Don't be a fucking cunt. I've had people tell me during a negotiation, well, your questions are kind of personal. I don't feel comfortable answering that. All right, cool. No problem. You ain't got to answer. You can go. What do you mean I can go? You can go. If you don't want to answer the questions, you don't have to. But I'm not playing with your ass. You want to do impact? You want me to beat your ass with floggers, but it's too much for me to ask if you're on prescription medication? You want me to hang you upside down from the rig with these ropes, but you're upset because I'm asking you about the troubles you have with your back and what your back injury is? All right, cool. You can go. No, we ain't doing shit. We ain't doing a goddamn thing. But I'm sure you'll find somebody that will be more than happy to fuck you up. And we're going to let that be on their name and their reputation because you ain't putting that shit on me. So, yeah, we're good. You can go. So, you're free to answer the questions. You're free to not answer the questions. And I'm free to not play with your ass if I don't want to. Now, dynamics. The type of power exchanges that exist in different kinds of dynamics. Dynamics are what kinky people or the people in the BDSM lifestyle is basically just the way we say relationships. Vanillas call it relationship. We call it dynamic. Our dynamics in the BDSM lifestyle, because BDSM is about submission, dominance, bondage, masochism, that dominance part of BDSM is a big part. So 9 times out of 10, you're going to find that a vast majority of the relationships in the BDSM community or people that are into kink all have some aspect of power exchange. Okay? They have some kind of power exchange in them. Okay? Now, switches. Whew, switches are people that can bottom or top. They like to give power and receive power. They go both ways. They are power bisexuals. Yeah, I said it. That's right. Power bisexual, meaning they give power and they get power. That's right. Starting trends, doing new shit. This show right here. That's where you heard it. Power bisexual instead of switch. Anyway, so switches go both ways. I am not a switch. I do not switch. Switching's not my thing, so I can't speak a whole lot about it. But it's popular. It exists. Some people like to experience both sides of the coin. I have had partners that were switches, and they don't switch with me. With me, they're bottoms, they're submissives. With other people, they might be tops or doms or whatever. But with me, they ain't switching because I don't switch. I'm one way. And I've heard well, you're missing out. You should try it. No, I'm good. Don't knock it till you tried it. No, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm good. Well, how do you know what it's like to be a submissive if you don't be a submissive yourself? I can speculate. I'm okay. I'm good. I'm good. I think as a dominant, one of the hardest things in the fucking world has to be giving all of your power to another person to the point where you cut off your brain and let them make all the decisions for you. I cannot imagine how hard it must be to sit back and say, you take the wheel. I'm going to just follow. I'm gonna let you do it. Go ahead and do it. I'm gonna just sit back. I'm gonna cut my brain off. I'm gonna limit myself to doing what you tell me to do. I'm gonna be obedient to you. I'm gonna be submissive to you, and I'm gonna let you take care of everything. Ain't no motherfucking way. That shit would drive me motherfucking crazy. Oh hell no. Hell no. As someone who feels like if I want it done right, I gotta do it, that shit ain't gonna work for me. Um, I'm just not, I'm not built like that. I'm not, yeah, I can't switch. I'm not a switch. It's just, it's very, very assured that I'm not a switch. We'll just leave it at that. I am not a switch. I am top. I am dominant. That is me. That's what I do. So, more power to them. I love them. There would be no us without them. There would be no me without you. So, switches have the ability to be the top or bottom in a dynamic or play. They have the ability to be both master or slave, dominant or submissive, top or bottom, daddy or little, mommy, baby. They take whichever side of the slash and whichever role they feel they want to be in at whatever time. And that shit is confusing. And that's just another added level of complexity that is just even harder to deal with, in my opinion. And I'm glad I'm not one, because things are very clear cut and straightforward for me. I let them figure that out. But in a dynamic, you have many different types of power exchange, but the main are TPE, total power exchange, and PE, power exchange. Now, different people look at these terms differently. For some people, TPE, total power exchange, means we are in a power exchange relationship that is a regular power exchange relationship, but we are 24/7 power exchange. There is not a point where it stops. There's not a point where it cuts off. We are always in our power exchange relationship. It is always present. It is always there. You are always in your role. I am always in mine. A lot of people argue that that is not correct, and that's the wrong way to look at it. I'm not here to tell you whether you're right or wrong, but I'm just here to give the information. But I'm not the one that says whether it's right or whether it's wrong. It is what it is. So a lot of people would say the correct way of looking at TPE is total power exchange. Total power exchange is when you take the level from dominant submissive to master slave. As a submissive, a bottom retains some of her power. She is able to keep control through safe words, boundaries being set, and depending on how her contract or her collaring or her situation is written or drawn up, she will have other places and other ways which she is able to express her power in that relationship. Her power of choice, her power to make certain decisions, her power to be influential at certain times. All of that will be dictated by that dominant submissive situation and relationship dynamic. Okay? But universally, safe words and boundaries, which are hard limits, are two ways that a submissive keeps her power. She does not hand that over to her dominant. She is able to keep her safe words, keep her boundaries as her own, or the safe words are set and she's able to use them as a reflection of still being able to retain power over the scene, where it goes, how it happens, what is done, by having the ability to stop the scene by using her safe word when she sees fit. Okay? That is a submissive. And that is a power exchange relationship. When you jump to total power exchange and you look at a master slave relationship in opposed to a dominant submissive relationship, one of the things that happens when you become a slave is you lose safe words and hard limits. They don't exist. As my slave, you are mine. You are my property. I own you. You belong to me. And I am free to do any and every motherfucking thing I want to. And can't nobody say shit to me because I paid a cost to be the boss. Now, any dominant will tell you the title of master does not give me free reign to be an asshole. The title of master does not give me free reign to make my slave my doormat. Because at the end of the day, slavery is illegal. She can leave whenever she chooses. He can leave whenever he chooses. A slave is not legally bound to you in that position. They are able to leave when they say so or dictate they want to go. So, as a master, if you create an environment for your slave that makes her want to fucking leave you, then you're doing a bad job. You do not retain the role of master just so that you can have a doormat to walk all over or a post to kick when you feel like it. Okay? Now, that being said, there is something that I feel strongly about that a lot of people don't agree with, but I don't give a fuck whether they agree or not because they're wrong. And it's okay for you to be wrong. People are wrong all the time. It happens every day. And if you feel differently, then that just means you're wrong now too. And that's okay. But the point is this. There is no such thing, in my opinion, as a functional and working master-slave dynamic that is created as a master-slave dynamic. What that means is you cannot meet someone and immediately establish a master-slave relationship and expect it to be functional, working, good, and long-term. It's not possible. In order for you to be a good master, you have to know your slave better than you know yourself. You have to know your slave like the back of your hand. The reason your slave does not need hard limits is because you know everything that is a hard limit for them. You are going to respect it, and it does not enter your mind to create a situation where you are going to push her past her hard limit and create trauma for her. Because as a master, you know your slave is the most precious possession that you have ever had. And you would not do anything to ever violate that trust. It is that simple. You raise your slave above everything else. Her protection becomes the most important thing in your relationship. You, as the master, protecting your slave, that becomes the most important aspect of your dynamic, far beyond any other thing. Because as your slave, she is saying, I give you all of my power. I don't need to protect myself because you're going to do it for me. I don't need to make choices because you're going to make the right choices for me. I don't need to retain the power to do anything because you're going to do it for me. And that is the most serious commitment that anyone can ever make to you. And to violate that goes against every possible thing you can think of. So people that are serious about the BDSM lifestyle do not take a master-slave total power exchange lightly at all. It is a revered position of respect. In the BDSM community, a submissive who has attained the rank of slave is top tier. You are the general of all of the submissives. The women come to you for advice. The other submissives look to you as leadership. People look to you and want to know what you have to say and how you attain that level of success as a submissive. As a master, your slave is you. The pause was necessary, very dramatic. Your slave is you. When people see your slave, they don't see her, they see you. She is an extension of you and who you are. She is your reputation. She is your name. She is you embodied as a person. She has no identity except for the one that you have. You are one person of one mind and one situation. I have had many people look at my slave when we were a master slave relationship and tell her, I wouldn't do anything to you that I wouldn't do to him. And they meant it 100% because they understand the fact that she is an extension of me and who I am. And anywhere that she goes, I am represented. I used to get phone calls and emails. If she went to an event and I was not at the event, I would get an email or a phone call saying, hey, do you know so-and-so is at such and such? And I'd be like, yeah. And the next question would be, you okay? You all right? Yeah, I'm a little under the weather. I was a little sick. I didn't want her to miss the event, so I told her to go ahead and have a good time. Oh, okay. I knew it had to be something wrong with you because I don't see one of y'all without the other one. I got that constantly. And the few times that I went out without her, she would get the little submissive round table phone call. Hey, Bear's here, right? And she'd be like, of course I know he's there. Okay, girl, you all right? You need me to bring you some soup or something? You feeling okay? And they would just look out for each other. That's how the community is. It was tight like that. Now, South Florida community has, they have gone through some changes. And there has been some, we just gonna say ish going on and some drama. So I don't know if it's like that anymore, but it used to be real close knit like that. It's been some shit happening, like some shitty shit, and they damn sure not what they used to be. But moving on, that master-slave relationship, you are an extension of each other. You are basically the same person. So what it does is it creates a situation where dependency is normal. Your slave depends on you, and as a master, you depend on her. For all of you people that think power exchange relationships are set up in a way where everything is catered to the dominant, everything is catered to the master, it's all about him, that is a motherfucking lie. That is a lie. That is a lie. A dirty, rotten, stinking, filthy fallacy. Okay? Let me tell you what it is. Dominant, master, both of those positions are positions of service. As a dominant, I serve my submissive. As a master, I damn sure serve my slave. My service is the dominance, the leadership, the tutelage. My service is helping her be a better person, helping to increase her life, helping to increase her worth, helping to increase her value. My service to my submissives is bringing them everything that I possibly can to make them better. Whether I am showing them how to sign up for a 401k, whether I am going through test questions for a nursing exam, whether I am on your ass making sure that you make your doctor's appointment to get your fucking blood work checked, whether I am setting up your fucking retirement plan with your benefits package from work, whether I am rubbing your back telling you that everything's going to be okay. It is a position of service. Don't think that you're going to become a dominant and then it's just going to be all about you, because it's not. It's not even fucking close. As a dominant, my job is to look at every situation, and every decision I make has to be based in what is best for my dynamic. That is a very important distinction. My decisions are based on what's important to my dynamic, not what's most important to me, not what's most important to my submissive, but what's most important to my dynamic. Even more so when I was a master. As a master, every decision I made was what's going to be best for my dynamic. Not just me as the master, not just her as the slave, but my dynamic. And as anyone who has ever been in a relationship will tell you, with me, anyone who's ever been in a relationship with me will tell you, I ain't got no problem with saying no. I don't have a problem doing the thing that needs to be done that you're not happy about. Your happiness is not my top priority. I have told my submissive, I don't give a fuck if you're happy or not. My job's not to make you happy. My job is to take care of you. So yeah, I don't care if you want to do it. If it needs to be done, you're gonna do it. I have told my submissive more times than I can remember. My slave when I had one, my submissive now. You don't have to want to, and you don't have to like it. You just have to do what I told you to do. I've told her, I don't care if you like it or not. I don't care if you want to or not. You're going to do it because I told you to do it. Because my job is to do what's best for my dynamic as a whole. I have a list of priorities that I go through in my head with every decision that I make. But at the very top of my list, the most number one important thing is the dynamic as a whole. So when my submissive comes to me and says, hey, I want to have a threesome, if I feel like I'm not okay with it, if I feel like I might not like it, if I feel like I'm not okay with the person she wants to have the threesome with, then fuck no. No, you're not doing it. Because I said no. And she'll tell you she has the freedom to ask the question, and I have the freedom to not answer it. Because you have given me the power to make the decision. And I'm going to make the best decision for us. So if you come to me and tell me you want to do something and I think I might have a problem with it, or I think I might not be okay with it, I'm not going to say yes and take a chance just to make you happy. I'm going to say no. You can be upset, but we still together. And I don't give a fuck that you upset, because we still together. It is what it is. If I'm not 100% sure that I'll be okay with it, I'm not going to say yes. Conversely, if I do say yes and it happens and I'm not okay with it, I got to suck that shit up. I got to be a man about it. I got to be mature and adult enough to understand that she only did it because I said it was okay. And now I'm experiencing an emotion that I didn't think I would have, or I feel differently than I thought I would. That's not her fault, and I can't blame that on her. I got to suck that shit up, and I got to figure it out. I got to fix the problem that I made, and I can't take it out on her, and it's not her fault, and I can't be mad at her because I told her it was okay, and that was my choice. Every submissive I've ever had will tell you the same thing. If a decision needs to be made, they have the ability to give me their opinion, and I might listen to it and I might not. If I listened to your opinion and your opinion was the right answer, that's great. I made the right choice. I get the credit. I'm here for the win. I did it. Go me. Fuck yeah. I'm the man. I did the right shit. But it was her opinion. It was her idea. I don't give a fuck. I made that choice. That was the right choice. I made it. I get the credit. But conversely, let's say the choice needs to be made. She gives me her opinion, and her opinion is the wrong choice. And I follow her opinion. I fucked up. That's on me. That's on my shoulders. It's my responsibility to fix the problem that I created because of the choice that I made. Yeah, but you only made that choice because it was her opinion. It don't matter whose fucking opinion it was. I made the choice. I am responsible for what I chose. I have put us here based on the choice that I made. And I cannot blame that on anybody else. Even if her say was the reason I made the choice, I made the choice. And that's on me. That is my responsibility. Baby Bear has come to me more times than I can remember and said, "Oh, I'm sorry, Daddy. I thought this would be okay. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have done that." And I'll tell her, "What are you sorry for? You did what I told you to do." "Yeah, but I know it's what I wanted to do and you didn't know which way to go. And the only reason you said so was because that don't matter. You did what I told you to do. You have nothing to feel guilty about. You have nothing to blame yourself for. And there is no burden that you can carry on your shoulders for this because you were obedient and you did what I told you to do. You did a great job." "Yeah, but it didn't work." "But you did a great job. You did what you were supposed to do. You played your part. You were in your role. You did a great job." "Yeah, but now you have to pay extra to get it fixed." "You're right, I do. And I'm going to go out and I'm going to work extra hours to make extra money so that I can pay to get it fixed. But that's on me. That's not on you." As the person in charge, as the person with the power, just like Spider-Man said, with great power comes great responsibility. You are responsible to wield that power in the right way. So, as a master to a person that has given all of their power over to you, you are responsible to use it in a way that is going to take care of this person in a positive manner and uplift their life. And if you don't do that and you lose it, then that's on you. And you are at fault, and it is your responsibility. When I had a slave, I made mistakes, I did things wrong, and I had to learn the hard way how to do the right thing. And that was not always an easy lesson because when I fucked up, I had to pay the price. And I could not put that on anybody else's shoulders but mine. Because as the master, that is my responsibility, not anybody else. So, a total power exchange puts a lot more responsibility on the shoulders of the master because you are completely responsible for your slave. As a slave, you also have a higher level of responsibility to support and take care of your master. Because again, a slave is a position of service. You are in service to your master. I used to have issues in the local community when I had a slave with people that thought because they were a top, a master, or a dominant of someone, and my slave was a slave, that they could talk to her any kind of way and they could say things to her and command her and tell her things. It only took me 2 fights, and after I beat the shit out of those 2 people, I never had that problem again. Because this was back when I had 2 working legs and a much worse temper than I have now, boys and girls. So I didn't really have control over my anger issues back then. And it was when I was living somewhere else. And oh boy, what fun I had almost going to jail, but beating the shit out of somebody. Great times. I wouldn't recommend it. So you do get the people that feel like because they are a top, anyone that is a bottom owes them something. And that is normally something that is fixed by your top talking to them and letting them know what the situation really is. But as a master, you and your slave ride or die together. She fuck up, you fuck up. You fuck up, she fuck up. She get it right, you got it right. You got it right, she got it right. If she was going down for some shit, we was going down together. There were plenty of times where I had her back and she was so wrong. Oh my God. Completely 100% in the wrong. And I'm arguing people down, standing right next to her. And as soon as we left and we was alone in the car, girl, why you did that? You know that's fucked up. You shouldn't have done that. Like that was real. You was dead ass wrong for that. I ain't say that in front of nobody else. Because in front of everybody else, whatever she did was cool with me. But it's ride or die. Total power exchange, just that. Total power exchange. And you get total responsibility. Now, power exchange, dominant, submissive. Again, submissives retain safe words, boundaries. Okay? Now, for some people in the BDSM community, they will separate their dynamics from their relationships. And they consider the relationship and the dynamic two separate things. You have a lot of people in the BDSM community that will tell you, I cannot have a romantic affiliation with someone I am in a power exchange relationship with. So they keep their power exchange separate from their romance. And that's actually something that's pretty popular. Okay? You have a lot of dominants that say, my submissive is not my girlfriend. She's my submissive. My girlfriend is my girlfriend. My submissive is my submissive. They're not the same. They're not equal. They're separate. It is what it is. Some of these people will tell you that their dynamic is a non-sexual dynamic. It is based in kink and there's no sexual contact. And their romantic relationship is a sexual relationship, and that's how they keep it separate. And then conversely, you have people that do both with both, the same with the same, whatever they want. It's about what works best for you. Some dominants have a problem being a disciplinarian, being strict, being controlling, or being someone who is engaging in sadistic and masochistic play with someone that they're in a romantic relationship with. For some people, that's an issue. Not for me. I can love you and beat your ass. I'm okay. That word. I'm okay. I'm okay. Because for me, I'm going to beat your ass even more if I like you. If I like you a lot, I'm going to really fuck you up. Because then I get to do aftercare. And all of the little parts that I broke off, I get to put them all back together again and hold you and squeeze you and love you and do all the nice, fun, cuddly, gooey, gishy stuff. But I get to beat your ass. So, for some, they're separate. For some, they're not. And that just is what it is. But generally speaking, power exchanges are based in total or part. And that tends to be the only separation that exists in them. So whether you're talking about a power exchange that is mommy little, daddy little, big little, baby girl, daddy, baby girl, mommy, and it's going to be a lot. Okay, that's why I'm putting my fingers up to try and make sure I get them all. Dom sub, master slave, top bottom, switch, like switch. However, the switches be switching when they switching what they switching. Dom sub, and then the additives that come along with Dom sub, master slave, all of those. I forgot. Handler pup, handler pet, caregiver. And those are all the ones I can think of right now. I'm probably missing some, but they're in there. But normally they're based in either total or non-total. Mistress boy. Yes, thank you, baby bear. Mistress boy is also one. Dame and bottom, dame and submissive, dame or dominatrix and bottom, dominatrix and submissive, findom, oh God, leather boy and leatherman, sissy boy, leather mama, leather papa, leather kid, There's a lot. They're all over the place. PayPig and FinDom. There is Financial FinDom. That's what Financial Dominatrix and PayPig. But there's a lot. They're all over the place. And you can do some research. We can go through all of the different ones one day. I just don't have a list in front of me right now, and time is quickly approaching. So, if at any point these things become something you want to know more about, Google knows everything, but I am always reachable via Instagram or YouTube. Feel free to send a question if you have a question. I can talk about it on the show. We have our question and answer day. I have my NGL up. So if you want to send some anonymous questions that we can answer on the show, feel free to send them on in. We're always happy to get the anonymous questions that are show answered. I actually like that show. It's pretty fun. I like interacting with the crowd. Now, we have the party in Fort Lauderdale on Friday, which is Lex's party. If I'm not mistaken, Island has a party coming up. I don't have all of the details, but it is a thing. If you're in the Telegram groups, please go there to get the information for Island parties. Lex's party is also in the Telegram group. I know her party is designed to be BDSM friendly. They're going to be doing love languages, sensual massage, impact, and rope. They have a demo going on. Demo bottoms have already been chosen. There will be a photographer. I think there will be a photographer. I'm pretty sure there will be a photographer. I'm going to find out. Yeah, that's it. That's all I can think of right now. But again, it's great to see all you guys. You guys look amazing out there. Like, yeah, you all look amazing. You look really great out there. So I'm glad you came out. Now, as I was saying, eyes are up here. Focus on this. Don't look at all of this. I know it's a huge distraction. All of this man meat just out in the open. No, I'm not going to show my nipples. I got y'all excited. I know. Like, follow, subscribe, do the thing with the thumbs. It's great to see you. We'll see you next week. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday.